She wanted to know whether her child had a valid medical malpractice case. But before she delved in deeply, she wanted to know how much of a time commitment she would have to make in order to get her matter evaluated. You want to know what I said to her? Come join me for a moment as I share with you some great information. Hi, I'm Gerry Oginski. I'm a New York medical malpractice and personal injury attorney. So now, before she wanted to go ahead and get right into seeing whether or not she'd had a valid basis for a medical malpractice case, she wanted to know how much time did she have to take out of work in order to go ahead and meet with an attorney. So here's what I told her. I told her the time investment is minimal. And in fact, you owe it to yourself, to your family, to your child to determine whether or not you have a valid basis for a case. And if you deprive yourself of that opportunity, now you are losing out the possibility that if you did have a valid case, that you would never be able to obtain compensation for all of the harms and losses and injuries that your child suffered because of somebody else's carelessness. So the time involvement is simply, number one, selecting which attorney is right for you. Number two, going into the attorney's office. You have to sit down and chat with the attorney. The attorney, we have a number of questions to ask you. And typically that will take about an hour. So now the attorney is asking you questions, you're giving him the answers, and it gives him a great deal of information. Based upon that initial discussion, the attorney will make a decision about whether or not this is the right case for him, and if so, he'll begin to do a detailed, thorough investigation. It may turn out that the details of your case reveal that this is not the right type of case for him. In which case he'll probably say, listen, I can't help you. You should try and speak to another attorney right away, or he may refer you to another attorney that might be able to help. So that takes about an hour. If the attorney decides to go ahead and do a full investigation, now that will take a number of months. But you don't have to spend any additional time coming into an attorney's office at that point. The attorney goes ahead and does everything behind the scenes. Now, when the attorney accumulates and gathers all of the medical records, now he has to send those records out to a medical expert. After the medical expert has reviewed all the records and now spoken to the attorney will then get on the phone with you or communicate with you somehow, either by email, by phone, or maybe even in person. And now you'll have a conversation about the expert review. Based upon that evaluation, that will determine whether or not you have a valid basis for a case. So why do I share this quick information with you? I share it with you just to give you an insight and an understanding into what goes on in these medical malpractice cases here in New York. You know, I understand you have questions and concerns about your own matter. Well, if you have not started a lawsuit and your matter happened here in New York, and you're thinking about bringing a lawsuit, but you have questions that still need answers, what I invite you to do is pick up the phone and call me. I can answer your questions. You know, this is something I do every single day, and I'd love to talk to you. You can reach me at 516-487-8207 or by email at Gerry, Gerry, at oginski-law.com. That's it for today's video. I'm Gerry Oginski. Have a wonderful day.